A coaching client came to me with a very challenging situation: how to say no to a very, very difficult client. She's head of projects for a fairly large marketing agency and had just finished a major project. The contract was complete, the final deliverables were submitted, and the client had even signed off. Then came the email. They wanted more, and they were insisting it was already covered in the contract. She double checked. Nope, it wasn't. Every scope item was documented, every change approved. Still, the client refused to back down. And when she tried to explain, the client started yelling. So, what to do when a client is wrong, angry, and absolutely convinced you owe them more work for free? Here's how I coached her through it. Step one: acknowledge the emotion before addressing the facts. When a client's upset, they usually can't hear logic, at least not right away. So before diving into contracts or deliverables, start by acknowledging their frustration. Something as simple as, look, I can see this situation is really upsetting for you. That shows empathy and signals that you're listening. It may not immediately calm them down, but it's a critical first step towards de escalating the situation. Once emotions start to ease even a little, now I can start to look at paperwork. Step two: anchor to shared success, not past conflict. Once things cool a bit, refocus on what you both want: a good outcome. Try, we both want to make sure you're happy with the final result. Let's talk about how we can best support you moving forward. This approach shows partnership without giving in. Then add, if additional work is needed beyond what was delivered, I'm happy to outline what that would look like in a new proposal. You've acknowledged their concern, clarified the boundary, and offered a professional path forward. Step three: use and, not but. It's a small shift that makes a big difference. Say something like, I understand you expected that report, but it wasn't part of the original contract. That sounds defensive. Instead, try, I understand you expected that report, and that helps me see where the confusion comes from. The final scope we agreed to ended with the social campaign, so we'll need a new agreement to move forward on that piece. You're still holding the line, just with language that keeps the conversation more constructive. Step four: don't match their volume, match their composure. When a client raises their voice, your calm becomes your power. Lower your tone, slow your pace, and resist the urge to fill every silence. If emotions boil over, try, hey, I want to continue this conversation productively, but I can't do that while we're both upset. Let's reconnect once we've both had a chance to regroup. That line pauses the interaction and signals leadership, not defensiveness. Step five: escalate the issue, not the emotion. If the client still refuses to accept the boundary, involve leadership, but tactfully. Say, at this point, I'd like to consult with our leadership team to see what options might be available. My goal is to make sure we handle this fairly and professionally. Even if you know your leadership team will back you up, it gives everyone time to reset. It also signals to the client that escalating it internally won't result in a favorable verdict for them. Here's the final takeaway I shared with my client. There's a big difference between being right and being effective. When a client pushes past contractual limits, your credibility depends on staying calm, factual, and firm. Because leadership isn't about winning the argument, it's about modeling professionalism when everyone else is losing theirs. That's how you say no without losing your cool, your credibility, and hopefully the client. For more tips, take a peek in my blog section on my website. Thanks and good luck.